Now, if you are missing your annual panto fix, and I know various theatres are doing various forms of panto light, some different sorts of shows with a bit of a panto theme touring the country. One or two are on in various places supported by the National Lottery. But I might have another solution for you. Alliance Theatre of Newtown, just on the border, has come up with an exciting project that everyone can be a part of, an interactive pantomime of Cinderella. And there are a lot of people with a part. Paul and Tim are from Alliance Theatre and have been behind the project. Gentlemen, thanks for coming on again. How's it gone?
Oh, hello. Good evening. Good evening. Gosh, well, what a journey it has been since we first mentioned it on your very show only a few months ago.
So go on then, fill us in then. What's happened since you were last on?
Well, we've had when we spoke to you last, we just started recruiting people to take part.
Yeah.
In the end, we had about 350 people who wanted to be in it. And the process was for them to be sent one or two lines to perform. They had to dress up in the costume of their character, film themselves using their mobile phone and was getting their lines right, and send it in to us. And then we compiled it all together, cut people out from their from the background that they filmed against, and put them in a fancy background and turn it into a play. So it's been quite exciting. A lot of videos. It's 300 or so videos just of the lines of each person. So about 1,000 videos altogether came into it.
Because you see, the thing is, even though each person, I mean, all 350 people had about one or two lines. Some people had more. So altogether 1,000 videos, because not only do you get to do your line, but of course there's a cheer at the end. So we've got the whole of the show, which is brilliant and fantastic. But then, of course, we couldn't do a bow at the end of a play. You come on, you do a plow, and the audience goes crazy. So what we did was we had everybody do a cheer, and we've had to find a way to get 350 people on screen at the same time. We're working on that now. We think we've found a way to do it.
This is a technical nightmare. Not only have you got all these videos to sift through, you've got to edit them all together. Have you got much experience? Normally you do theatre in editing video, or have you had to learn quite quickly?
Well, the great thing is that I take care of all the creative stuff. Paul takes care of all the business and producing stuff. And the Alliance team includes a chap called James Rogers. And we approached him because he's done some sort of technical bits and pieces for us with our theatre, with designing that. And we said, this is our idea. Could you help us with it? And he said, yes, of course, no problem. Now, I think if he'd known at that time quite what was going to be involved, he might not have been quite so keen quite so quickly. However, he has gone above and beyond. And I say this with a hand on heart. I've seen the footage that he has produced to digitally cut out 700 people from the backgrounds of their living rooms and bedrooms and studies and put them all into the world that we created for Cinderella. Truly a mammoth task. And I know he's had a few late nights.
So did you write the panto?
I did, yes. So I spoke to a writing colleague of mine called Russell Kennedy, and I explained the idea to him, and he said, yep, no problem. And he wrote a first draft of Cinderella, sent it through to me, and then I worked on it, and I crafted it, and I shaped it to ensure that there were enough lines for everyone. But now you see, that's not the clever part. The clever part is the fact that when you're on stage, performers have many lines of different lengths.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you respond to another character, you say one word or two words, and the dialogue flows quite quickly. But we knew, because people only had one or two lines, they needed to have enough to say that they were going to be on screen for long enough. So what I had to do was make every single line in the script the width of the page, which could be 2 or 3 sentences. So the whole script, it just looks huge. But with each person only saying 1 or 2 lines, they don't have that much to say. but they are on screen for long enough for everybody to notice that they are there.
You must have about 20, 30 people playing the same role.
Oh, now you see, Cinderella being the most popular character, everybody wanted to be Cinderella. And out of 350 people that wanted to be in it, 90 of them wanted to be Cinderella.
Wow. So how do you go about making it so that when people watch it, they can follow who's who?
Well, what we've done is we've incorporated a system of morphing one person to the next. So basically, you have one Cinderella maybe talking to a fairy godmother. That Cinderella will say something, then will stop moving. The godmother will say something, and then during that period, that Cinderella will change to the next person playing the part, and they will then animate and take their line. And then the same thing happens to the fairy godmother. So as each lines go one after each other, the people keep changing from one person to another playing the character, and to flow the story on really quickly. So that's how we did it. So
I mean, when people said they wanted to do it, and we sent out all the instructions, like plain wall behind you, like practice your line a couple of times, put a costume on that represents your character. What that means is we've got 90 different versions of Cinderella. Some people went full panto on it. I can't tell you, some of the costumes are amazing. I mean, quite why these people have these things just lying around in their cupboards is beyond me. But some of them are fantastic. And then some people just wore a T-shirt, maybe which said Cinderella on it, or maybe they put some dirt on their face and put a bandana around their head. The range of costumes is enormous. And as Paul says, each character that speaks is going to morph into the same character. But we're also, along the bottom, they're going to have the name of the character. So there's not going to be any confusion. People will always know which character is talking. So if you've got one character on the left morphing into another, and another one on the right morphing into another, on the bottom it will still say Cinderella and Fairy Godmother, so everyone knows and can follow the story.
This has grabbed a bit of attention, hasn't it? You're on BBC Wales tomorrow. You're here tonight. This must be great for the theatre to get the name out there.
Yes, it's very, very exciting. It's going all over Facebook and other social media. People are really interested in it. Of course, a lot of people wanted to be part of it, and they've told their friends and family, and it's just escalated from there. But the BBC TV Wales is really interested in it from a sort of panto point of view. That it's a show that's being done by has never been done before. No one's ever done a play like this, involving so many people who've never done it before, who are using their own mobile phones to record themselves and compose it into a whole story. So we're very pleased to be going on to the BBC Wales to talk about it, and hopefully that'll be tomorrow, but it might be actually a few days later. We discovered, but very good, yes.
So when's it going to be available for people to see?
It'll be on Christmas Eve.
So
it'll be live on our website, alliancetheatre.co.uk. It'll appear there from 6 o'clock on New Year's Eve for people.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. Sorry, I said New Year's. Sorry. Christmas Eve.
You're just giving us a whole extra week.
If only we could have that. So we're really looking forward to it. And I've got to ask you, Mark, how excited are you about it? Because you're in it.
I'm delighted. I don't know what my panto performance is like. It's not something I've done a lot of, to be honest.
Well,
now you see, this is the thing. Nobody knows. This is the great thing. Everyone, as you know, Mark, just got a line in an email, and it was the questions of, well, what do I do with this?
Yeah.
How do I do this? And I think it's that. I mean, apart from the fact that no one's done the online thing, no one's done the multiple role thing, but nobody has done the no one knows what's going on thing. And I think that makes it even more exciting. People are going to watch this, like yourself, being in it, but not knowing who they're talking to, not knowing what scene they're in, not knowing what part of the story they're going to appear. And hopefully people are going to watch right to the very end, because there are special surprises, right to the very end, to make sure that they see themselves and follow the whole story through.
What next for you? Because you in lockdown have been, frankly, for people who work in theatre, and a lot of theatres, or the vast majority of theatres have been closed, have been busier than most people I know. How are you going to carry this momentum forward into 2021 when hopefully you can get back up and running again? Have you got a plan?
Absolutely. Well, so obviously we've got plans, theatrical plans that we could do outside of COVID restrictions, but we want to try and embrace this technology that we've learned to work with. We think there's a lot of exciting future for this kind of thing with using technology, allowing people to perform using their own mobile phones or other devices. There's all kind of potential is going to come in a few years to follow with 5G, allowing sort of instantaneous messaging. We want to try some new ideas and see how far we can take this thing forward. And Tim's got an idea for a potential thing, so perhaps Tim, you could.
Oh, well, you see, the thing is, I mean, when we came on in lockdown originally, we talked about the Shropshire ONeLine project.
Yeah.
You may remember we talked about that. And then we went one step beyond, or several steps beyond, to create the Cinderella ONeLine. So now it makes sense to go further and see what we can do. And so we are thinking possibly to see if we can create a play, and not just a huge panto, but a play that we can create with different people around the world. And we think, whereas with this, anyone who wanted to be in it could be in it, we think we might go down a more smaller cast, so that I might be able to work with them. Because as you sent your line and that was all the direction you got. And I wasn't able to talk about delivery or anything like that. And hopefully, if we get a smaller cast together, maybe we might even audition, I don't know. And it needs to be people who can follow the instructions that they're given. It needs to be people who can get things to us in the deadline and things like that. And just see if we can create something maybe with different kinds of shots all the way through this. You've got people sort of from the waist up. But if we can find a way to give direction to craft performances and build on character, maybe create an online play, but specifically for this medium. That might seem to be the next logical step forward.
Gents, I can't wait to hear it. Thank you very much and good luck with it. So Christmas Eve, the Alliance Theatre website.
That's the one, 6 o'clock.
Brilliant.
6 o'clock onward.
Thank you so much and keep in touch. That's Paul Martin and Tim Parks. And if you want to hear a bit, this is what it sounds like. There will be video, of course, as well.
You're just jealous because I'm the one with the fuller figure. Big is beautiful.
Big is beautiful? When you step outside, the people think there's been an eclipse.
Me, you're spherical, like a globe. You have your own weather system.
Fuller figure? Your figure's so full you're bursting at the seams.
Well, Mummy says I could be an Olympic swimmer, so there. Only because you could float so well? You'd be in danger of this shipping.
It's my unfortunate privilege and your unaccustomed pleasure, I assure you. Oh, Dandini, you've saved the kingdom! And that bit at the end is me, which is incredible to hit back 300 plus people, all in a panto that's going to be available. The Alliance Theatre website is going to be on video and you can follow it. And if you know somebody who's in it, it'll be great to see them, won't it? So you might still get your fix of panto season after all, even though you can't get to the theatre.